Is she serious? Is she serious? Nah, I'm only playing, man. They did my guy Tommy Sotomayor dirty. Shout out to him though, because he was one of the first people, you know, who what would you say, like made the sound the warning, you know, the warning bells about this kind of behavior. And he was really ahead of his time. He took a lot of stick from guys like me, a lot of other people too, and we dismissed it as just hatred. But people are just finding out that we're doomed too late. So here we have a lady here. She's going viral after voicing her frustrations with the new generation of kids and parents. She says she's 22 years old. She's a ballet instructor of 5-year-old women. 5-year-old girls. So she's teaching them, and she's voicing her concerns about how these kids are acting. So let's take a listen.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out.
Fair use. I forgot.
The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today, I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to sit right there. So, I mean, if she's telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another thing that's heart-wrenching is...
Pay attention to this next part, because they really should have split this video in two, like I saw a lot of Instagram pages do, but they, on the Shade Room, they put it all together and left it at the end because they realized that a lot of people are going to catch the last part, because once she says this next part, it's going to be pretty obvious what demographic who's responsible for this for her concerns and for the behavior of the kids acting up.
Horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Poundtown and Ski Yee.
Uh-oh. I wonder who's...
Your daughters, your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Poundtown? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared for these little girls today because this is the most insane agenda push I have ever seen in my life.
Shout out again to the guys. I think people, you know, the older I get, the more sympathetic or empathetic. I think maybe sympathetic is the right term to guys like Tommy, because he took a lot of hits for saying the stuff that he was saying. But I mean, this was like Tommy was like before, you know, MGTOW, before SYSBM. You know what I mean? It was guys like him he put himself on the line there, and he's still taking a lot of hits. That's why a lot of the way he acts sometimes, it could be erratic. It comes from a place of hurt. It does come from a place of, man, F all y'all don't fuck with me anyways. I understand how that feels like, you know. But thankfully for a guy like me, I got made fun of by everybody. So there's no one specific group I can aim my ire at, you know, where I could just be like, oh, this is the potential cause of my me getting ripped on. But You know, guys like Tommy, he took a lot of brunt from his, especially from his own community. So, you know, anytime I see Tommy get into trouble, I'd be like, you know. But he was sounding the alarm bells for a long time now, and we can't complain about this stuff now. There have been way too many people, even way before Tommy, obviously, a lot of people sounding the alarm bells. You know, Shahrazad Ali, I think that I'm saying her name right. You know, a lot of people. You know what I mean?
We do freeze dance. You guys' daughters are twerking at 5. 5. Where's?
Oh yeah, she's not lying about that. It's not just the daughters. I remember going to a specific kid's birthday party in my family, and they already got these kids is doing dance, like they're doing dances. They weren't doing no like sexually provocative dances. They were just doing like dances that they saw. They only 4 or 5 years old. How they know these like they know the specific dance? I'm like, how they know this specific? They got all, and I'm like, that's not good. I took that. Because I remember it was like all the kids, they was doing a specific dance. I'm like, how do they know the dances are? That means they're already exposed. And we got to remember every kid has a smartphone, a tablet, you know, something like that. So we cannot be surprised in 2023 if your if your 3-year-old or 5-year-old daughter is requesting Pound Town or WAP at 5. We cannot be surprised anymore. It's you know, it's a bit too late to be surprised, because I already like I'm like, when I saw those kids doing like, they weren't even doing like, they were just doing like the Lil Uzi Vert dances and whatnot. It was I remember 2017. I was like, these kids is knowledgeable. I'm like, but these are the same kids. They can't read. They don't know how to count. They can't do math, science, whatever. But they got all these dances packed down at 4 or 5 years old. I'm talking about looking at me. Why can't you do these dances? And I'm like, hey, I don't know. So I'm like, if they already know that, there's way more that they know that I do not want to know that they know. So I already, like I said, like around that 2017, 2016 time, that's when I really started, I'm not going to say lose hope, but it's almost like, wow. Well, it's basically, I knew there's clearly a motion and push that I just can't stop, basically.
The parenting? Where's the boundaries? Where's the help?
She said, where's the parenting? Where's the boundaries? Where's the help? Notice she didn't say a specific, notice she forgot to leave out a specific parent in terms of putting a stop to this madness. But like I said, we are not ready for this conversation, especially the pro-blacks. They don't really want to go into depth into the real conversation. Oh, I got another video to show you after this, to show you a pro-black that's literally he's scratching the surface of what needs to be done, but he doesn't want to go into it. And this is where guys like Tommy Sotomayor come in, and he low-key gave the solution, and he low-key showed who the problem was, right? And you know, as flawed as Tommy is, you know, it is what it is.
Oh, they're not helping your kids. You're hurting them. You guys are hurt.
So exactly. So when we're talking about the little girls requesting Pound Town and what else? These songs, the thought songs. These are clearly girls that are being raised by single mothers. That's bottom line. Like, they're clearly being raised by, clearly the father's not there. Clearly. So like, it's not even a debate. It's not even a debate. A dad is not, even if the dad is a mega simp, he's not gonna let his 4 or 5-year-old daughter talking about, I know how to twerk, or I know how to ski, you know, this. Like, it's almost impossible. It's impossible, you know.
Them. I come every day dressed, ready to go, and I'm in school too. I'm in college. I mean, I put bows in my hair. I'm wearing leotards. I'm trying to get them interested in like proper things for their age, and you guys are exposing your kids to this raunchy secular music. Why is you guys' 5-year-old's daughter singing Pound Town? And it's just really, 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 it's upsetting. I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent,
also,
your
another
child.
thing is interesting. We talk about, especially feminists, they keep talking about patriarchy, and especially single mothers talking about patriarchies. And and the funny thing is, every time they mention it, and I'm like, you guys are literally helping the patriarchy. This is why we literally like when dudes start hearing women talk about patriarchy, we dudes just shut down because first of all, you won't. Not only that, they're whoring themselves to the patriarchy. These are the same girls that are sugar babies, sleeping with members of the elite patriarchy, and then complaining about the patriarchy. Like the average dude is like, why are you talking about patriarchy and looking at me? and then at the same time, it's literally you're or they'll be like, he needs to take my last name, and the last name that you have is another man's last name. It makes absolutely no sense. All right. And when I read the comments, it was just something that I expect. Oh, the babies are having babies too young, babies having babies and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, they're being raised terribly, but they don't want to address who's raising them. Who's raising them. And by the way, I think it's completely fair to blame single mothers because you can't talk about how you can't say for 20, 30, 40 years how the dad's not there. So say everything you say is right. The dads are not there. That means you're raising them. So that means you have to take the responsibility of that. But even at that point, they still won't. All right. But yeah, a lot of NPC comments. A lot of the comments are not going to address what the real problem is. My page died. It died. I gotta find my other video that I'm gonna show. I gotta find the other video I'm gonna show. So in the meantime, let me find that video because it was a pro black. it's a video of another pro black. He had that African scarf. That he got that orange, brown, green, black scarf. I'm not making fun of my brother, but that's how you know. I forgot what that scarf is called, but that's how you know. I don't know if he's part of the nation too, but let me check. Let me see if I still got that video. Let me exit this. Let me go on my profile. But like I said, it's too late. It's too late to complain about this because people have been warning the community for years, and what happens to the community is gonna eventually spread through the mainstream, right? I'm gonna save I have more opinions. I got more things to review. I got more posts, but I'm gonna save my thoughts for those. Let me see if I can find my pro black guy. I don't remember if here he is. He's got the scarf, Mr. Pro Black himself. But I like what he had to say. I really like what he had to say. And by the way, especially around 2016, 2017, I'm not gonna say abandoned pro black or because I've never stopped caring, you know what I mean? But the more I listen to members of the Nation of Islam, the Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, these guys, Minister Tony Muhammad, those guys, Minister Farrakhan, the less pro black I became because their message was of self-sufficiency. And the conclusion I came to is, okay, so why we can't say that we love ourselves, but are continuously asking for reparations or continuously asking for white people to help us if you can do it yourself. And we can, but that's a whole nother, like I said, that's a whole nother story in and of itself. So that's kind of that conclusion I came to, but I found it. I'm about to show you. And I talked more about this on my latest live stream. So let's take a listen right here.
All the research shows, whether it's illiteracy, incarceration, drug addiction, teen pregnancy, dropping out, special ed, the common thread was not racism. You give white people too much credit. The common thread, did the daddy stay? All the research.
Let's replay that one more time.
Whether it's illiteracy, incarceration, drug addiction, teen pregnancy, dropping out, special ed, the common thread was not racism. You give white people too much credit. The common thread, did the daddy stay?
Everything that he said. If the foundation, which is the family, if that's not stable, you can't move on to anything else, right? So everything he said, let's replay it.
All the research research show, whether it's illiteracy, incarceration, drug addiction, teen.
Those categories that he named, basically, the people that lead in those categories, unfortunately, it's the community, but most importantly, in those specific studies, all of them came from a single mother raised home. All of them. All of those categories that he named. And that's across all races, mind you. All races. So that's the crux of the problem. When you talk about, I always mention this story with the lack of specifically foundational Black Americans in Major League Baseball. It's because of the rise of single mother raised homes. This has been explained, the lack of diversity really of Black men in multiple sports. And, I'll say this, I hope people don't get mad when I say this. I really hope people don't get mad when I say this. So, especially when it comes specifically to FBAs, what I've noticed is the only time, when I'll see, if I see Black kids doing other sports besides football and basketball, if they are doing another sport, it's not a Black mom and a Black dad. It's usually a Black dad and a mom from another race. Or if she is Black, she's mixed with another race. It's rare. Like it's messed up. It's messed up that it's like that. But for the most part now, because it used to be Black mom, Black dad, and you'll see, like, if you look at the history, like you can search this up. I said this on my live stream. I just saw something on my phone. But if Howard, the University of Howard, they had their team won the national championship in soccer, their men's team, in like the 60s or 70s. And there's no way you could, I can't even this would happen. This was normal. Like, you'll see Black people in cycling, even in the 30s and 20s, Black people in cycling, Black people playing baseball, Black people playing hockey. There was how about this in music? Black people playing so many instruments. Now it's with the rise of the single mother raised home, it seems like everything else decreases. Now it's crazy how that works. It's crazy how that works. It's not just the opportunities, because if you one of the biggest things that you can tell your daughter or your sister or whoever woman you care about, you have to tell them the worst thing in your life that you can become is a single mother, because what happens is you're literally shooting your kid or kids in the foot already before life starts. There's a lot of, when you see guys that have kind of just scrounged their way through life and they still find a way to make it, the reason why they were still able to keep afloat is because a lot of the times they still had both parents, and they still had so much opportunities that they couldn't fail. And that's basically the advantage of having, a 2-parent household and stuff like that. So that the opportunities and your likeliness, or basically is either 2 parents or just a dad in the house. You have a better chance of being successful in life.